Greetings from a dry wash along the central California coast. We're about 40 miles inland from the ocean right here. Look out over those golden hills, those invasive grasses that weren't even in the state until 300 years ago, have already turned brown. Ready for a fire over there, looks like. Got a bunch of nice Quercus lobata and Quercus douglasii growing on those hills, valley oak and blue oak respectively. A plant I want to show you over here is one of our best plants, and it should be used more in horticulture because it grows so goddamn fast. This is the California sycamore, also known as the Arroyo Sycamore, Platanus racemosa. Now this plant grows in California. It also ranges on down into northern Baja California, but you always see it growing relatively close to, if not directly in, the wash, like you'll see right there. Still got some water in that arroyo right there from the sparse rain we had just a few days ago. Anyway, let's look at the bark first. These are, again, this is a massive tree, real stunner of a plant. Look at that bark right there too. Okay, now this is in the same genus as the dreaded London plane tree, which is one of the noted trademark horticultural atrocities you'll see planted in suburban landscapes, suburban sidewalks, office parks, suburban strip malls, and other bleak human infrastructural settings. But you can see that this species varies a little bit. Now the genus Platanus actually goes back about 80-90 million years to the late Cretaceous. It's a lineage that's been around for a very long time, and it hasn't changed much. If you look at old fossils of Platanus leaves, they look much the same today as they did 80-90 million years ago. And again, this is a tree that's ubiquitous in the fossil record, the plant fossil record from the late Cretaceous. Wonderful goddamn tree. These can put on upwards of 6 feet a year. Okay, and they should be planted more. It's a shame they plant municipalities plant the London plane tree so much, which is a cross between the eastern North American sycamore and the European sycamore. They should be planting this one because this does fine. They're really easy to grow from seed too. The seeds are tiny and they occur in these tiny little infructescences, which I'll show you over here. Tiny little infructescences. Now, an infructescence is just a fancy word for a compound fruit. You can see them maturing right here, though these are not ready yet. They'll probably be ready maybe a couple months, it looks like. Now here's the leaves. These aren't that big yet. Some of the leaves on these will get fucking monstrous. This guy doesn't look like he's doing too hot for some reason. Maybe he's drying up. Maybe he's just starting to leaf out. It has been kind of a bummer year for rain. We have not gotten that much rain. Now the genus Platanus is in the order Proteales, this is the really weird part. This will blow your goddamn mind. The Proteales order, of course, contains the family Proteaceae, which is entirely southern hemisphere now. So that shows you how old these goddamn trees are. But you can see the top of the leaf surface is relatively glabrous and smooth. Okay, almost looking like one of the East Coast hardwoods. But then you flip that leaf over, and you got a nice volutinous layer of fuzz, nice indumentum on that abaxial surface. And again, it's to keep that's an adaptation to the climate out here. That summer dry spell, because remember, you get the stomata mostly on the abaxial surfaces of most leaves, and so that's a result where you got more fuzz. You tend to have more fuzz on the abaxial surface, the underside, than the adaxial surface, the top side. Anyway, there you go. Platanus racemosa. Won't spend too much more time on this, but this is a wonderful fucking tree. They get huge. You'll see branches. You go to like Andrew Malera State Park down there by Big Sur or whatever, and you'll see branches, lateral branches that are almost 3 feet wide, just looking like one of those southern coast live, so one of the southern live oaks. You get in like New Orleans or something. Just massive sprawling habit. Really cool tree. But again, these look like adolescents compared to some of the older ones I've seen. Anyway, there you go. Platanus racemosa. Oh, right here we got a member of the Buckthorn family, Rhamnaceae. This is Ceanothus leucodermis. Call it white thorn. Look at those nice glaucous leaves right there. Almost a blue color. White stems. Remember, a lot of members of Rhamnaceae modify their stems to kind of serve as thorns, as you can see right there. Nice deterrent to herbivory. Nice deterrent to being gnawed on. Look at these goddamn, these inflorescences. Smells absolutely delightful. So this is a genus with a lot of species in it, California. Very diverse. Again, I got those nitrogen fixing bacterial nodules on their roots down there. You know, you get down there, dig a little bit deep. Maybe you could see some of them. So that enables them to thrive in relatively nitrogen poor soils, such as the serpentine I'm about to show you. Look at it, it's Cicericium, blue-eyed grass, nice native member of the Iridaceae, the iris family. Okay, but if you want more diversity in that family, you're gonna have to go to South Africa, because that's where the good bangers are. There's a diminutive little guy right there. Yeah, but you know, you see them coming up, relatively common here in California once you get to the grasslands and what the shit. There we go, some beautiful serpentine, probably derived from ophiolites of Mesozoic age. Ophiolites, of course, being relatively deep rocks that you don't get on the surface of the earth too much. Normally, when you do see them, they've been put there by a subduction zone, kind of slapped up there by geologic forces past, and maybe present in some cases too. Serpentine, of course, is a metamorphosed version of some of the ophiolites. You can see it's been cooked a little bit, relatively brittle, you know, breaks apart and weathers easily, and it's got that nice blue color to it. Sometimes you get asbestos in it, but even more interesting, it tends to cause speciation in plants. Remember, geology influences plant life immensely. It's not just the weather, it's not just climate, it's especially geology, because that forms the substrate they're growing in. And serpentine tends to have high levels of iron, magnesium, especially magnesium, and nickel, and very low levels of calcium and nitrogen. So any plant that's growing on that is going to have to adapt for that. And of course, that's where evolution comes in. Millions of years, you give an organism enough time, whether it's a bacteria, a plant, or an animal, eventually it's gonna evolve into a more perfect, I shouldn't even use that word, a more fitting form that can better tolerate whatever conditions you throw at it. So every plant that's growing here has been through the filter evolution and has evolved to tolerate this soil. This rough, barren, nutrient-poor shit soil. This metamorphosed deep ocean crust. You got the Arctostaphylos glauca right there. Sort of little shrub oak over there. Got some native bunch grasses. Pinus sabiniana, the ghost pine. Famous for having these pretty remarkable cones of large size. Let's see what else we got. Now, speaking of the filter of evolution, the filter of repeated trial and error over tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, we have this magnificent bastard to show for it. This is Clarkia breweri, and he's notable among the genus Clarkia, which is in the evening primrose family, Onograceae, for being the only species in the genus that emits a strong floral scent. And that, of course, is to attract pollinators. And he's got a big goddamn shield of a corolla right there. Remember, Onograceae, evening primrose family. You might know some of these guys. They got the more coalescent ones, Onathra, I think, missouriensis, and some of the other ones in the back east. They got the tall yellow flowers, and they can be invasive in areas of the southern hemisphere. I saw them acting rather invasive in Australia when I was down there. But up here in North America, it's a very common genus and very successful too. Again, corolla parts in multiples of 4, and the style on these, that lower little pink antenna looking thing that's just below the anthers, the lowermost floral appendage, the style on many of the onograceous bastards tends to be rather large and bulbous. Not so in this Clarkia breweri. The anthers mostly take that up. But this is, again, one of the most showy species in the genus Clarkia that we get. And of course, the genus Clarkia is quite common in California. Lots of different species, lots of variations on a theme. You can see the little lance-shaped leaves down there. And this guy doesn't get too big. You only find him growing on serpentine. He's a serpentine endemic. And you can see he's doing quite well where many other plants cannot. Just growing in this dry wash composed of the serpentine talus. Nice. He's another guy. This guy tolerates serpentine pretty well. Member of the Ranunculaceae. This is Delphinium nudicaule, and you can see those corollas have that nice spur on the back of them. This guy again. Soil here is very nutrient poor, so they don't get too big. You can just barely see the leaves. The leaves are almost done. There you go. You can see him a little bit closer there. Anyway, focusing back on this Clarkia. Let's take a close look at the... See if we can get some money shots of the pollen. Oh, yeah. You can see the pollen on there. Remember, occurring in vicin threads. So it's kind of like cobwebby pollen coming off those anthers. And if the wind would stop blowing... Look, there's a guy in there. He's already going for the nectar. Now, these are mostly pollinated, it seems, by moths, reportedly. That's why they got such a large corolla and it's so light-colored. You know, because the moths are mostly going to be active at dusk and after dusk, you know, right when the sun's going down. But look at those pollen grains. Again, cobwebby pollen, which is, you know, reportedly a much more efficient pollen transportation. It's a better way to organize your pollen for some plants. But it also tends to create the specialist pollinators. And say create. Nothing's created. Things evolve. But you get the gist of it. That guy's really going for it. But of course, he's not going to stand any chance of pollinating this thing. He's just robbing the nectar. Look how small he is. He's not going to come in contact with those anthers or that style. Look at a nice little connectus right there, too. Glabreuscula. That's what you call a species complex. A lot of different variations, you know, variations and subspecies and whatever the shit. Variations on the central theme of the species, but it varies. You know, sometimes you'll see them rather large, sometimes you'll see them growing on serpentine. They almost look a little different. You know, almost enough to be a different species, but not quite. I think it's just different populations have been isolated for long enough. Oh, we got another rare plant up here. I'm gonna show you right now. Hold me closer, tiny bastard. Throw your shoes right out the window. I don't know what the shit I'm singing about. I'm just mangling an Elton John song. There you go, Acanthominta lanceolata. And it's a thorn mint. He is a true mint, but you could see the margins of those leaves, as well as parts of the calyx have been modified into spines again to Dieter herbivory. Apparently the volatile terpenes and other exudates that so many members of the mint family, Lamiaceae, like thyme, oregano, salvia, etc., and with this shit, those volatile terpenes weren't enough to keep the herbivores off this guy, so he had to fuck around a little bit, you know, see what else he could do, and that's why he created those spines. I'm trying to find another. Oh, there's another one right there. Oh yeah. So again, we got zygomorphic corollas, bilaterally symmetrical, like a heart, as opposed to radially symmetrical. Every goddamn flower in a mint family is zygomorphic. Okay, it's not radially symmetrical, it's bilaterally symmetrical. It just, you know, depends on what species you're looking at. But, God, I love Lamiaceae and the order Lamiales in general. I believe the whole order Lamiales, higher classification than a family, Lamiaceae. The whole order Lamiales has zygomorphic flowers in it as well. Look, you got a tiny little buckwheat there too. Or Yaganum flower. Look at that tiny shit. Every one of these guys is tiny. Okay, and it's a reduced floral size is one of the trademarks of serpentine plants, as well as a xeromorphic, relatively drought-tolerant foliage. Because remember, a lot of them are very exposed because not a lot can grow on here. So there's often no cover. Serpentine barren environments. Look at all that Clarkia breweri. Little pink flags. Holy shit. Nice red delphinium nudicaule. Hey look, there's the fruit. The fruit of last year's Clarkia breweri, a four-lobed capsule. An inferior ovary that splits open. Where's the ovary on this guy? Can you see him yet? Tiny as he may be. Nope, can't see him yet. Anyway, that's what they look like. you know, but you'd have to be here at the right time to grab them. Get them out. Beautiful little annual, you know. Grows real fast, flowers once, okay, then dies. Produces a ton of seed, then dies. Put those leftover delphinium leaves right there. There you go, there you go. Style's out. Style is out and open. You got the 4 lobes on there. Almost, you know what? This is obscene. I'm going to get reported. Huh? This is worse than copyright infringement. Full frontal nudity. Look at that shit. Huh? But the question is, though, is he still producing, or she, is it still producing the pollen up there? It don't look like it. It could be, but that style's open. So if it goes in the male phase first, it's protandrous. Male phase first, and then the style opens, you know? Whereas you look at some of these juicy bastards down here, okay? They got the pollen out still. They're doing their thing, you know, ejaculating all over the place. Huh? Real filthy, just like Pee Wee Herman in the movie theater. And, you know, now you got the anthers coming out, but that style is not open yet. That stigma is not receptive yet. But up here, that stigma's going off. Look at that. Just open like a little hand with 4 fingers. Remember, multiples of 4. Oh, God, it smells good. It smells so good. The nice serpentine in the background, too. You see that? The anthers are done. The 4 anthers are done, and his style's open and receptive. It's Clarkia breweri sexy time. Look at that. Can you see the Fritillaria falcata? That super rare serpentine endemic lily in this pic. Look at that. It's going dormant already. All right, so all those carbs it created during photosynthesis, this plant didn't flower that year, are going back into that bulb 6 inches or 8 inches deep in that talus. Here's one that did flower this year. You can see it's got a nice fruit up there, nice seed capsule. Should be mature in a few weeks. If it was mature right now, I'd take it off and I'd sprinkle the seeds all around the goddamn area, get more of them going. Because there aren't that many here. And this population, because of how exposed it is compared to other populations, might not even be here in a decade or so. You know, depending on, we keep getting shitty rain years like we've had. But I want to take a minute to show you a pretty interesting plant that is still flowering. At least it's just finishing up. See, there's another one of those fritillarias. They only grow on this serpentine talus. Is this guy right here. Look at this. Member of the Brassica family. This is Streptanthus breweri. And we got a wonderful showcase of phytocamouflage right there. Look at that color. Oh, boom. You want that on HD. All right? You want that on HD. There's a lot of things you don't want to watch on HD. Okay? You know, some of the more filthy, well, never mind. But this is something you want to see in a high definition. Now, the flowers are in the late stage. They are wrapping up. It is mid-May. This thing will be dry and crispy in about a month. But right now, they're still going off. Look at that. Look at the margins of those leaves. Almost look like little orange eggs, orange butterfly eggs on the margins right there. Another benefit conferred by the morphology right there. Now remember, none of this is intentional. Evolution doesn't work like that. Evolution's not intentional. It's merely repeated trial and error over vast amounts of time on the geologic time scale, not on the scale of a human lifespan. So that's why it's hard for many of us to think of how evolution works. We think it's intentional. We can't understand it, so we come up with silly reasons and fairy tales such as intelligent design, etc. When really what it is just things being passed through a filter, and what works gets passed on and makes it to the next generation, when what doesn't goes extinct. All in response to stresses, changes in climate, changes in geology, the emergence of a new predator or herbivore, etc. Anyway, I'll shut the fuck up. You could just enjoy those flowers for now. The colloquial name for this is jewel flower, and you can see why. Brassica family flowers are 4 meris, multiples of 4. You got 4 petals right there, 4 sepals, just like the Onograceae evening primrose family, which it's not related to at all. Streptanthus is very successful on the Serpentine. Another great plant for tolerating the hardship of serpentine soil and geology. Huh? You prick. All right, let's keep going. Oh, here's a Phacelia that always gets me going too. Look at the leaves on it. Look at those veins. Look at those leaf veins, the striations. Calm you right down next time you want to mash somebody in the head with a ladder. You know, one of the aluminum ladders, you know, so it's easy to swing. Okay, gives you good extension too. Maybe not too long, 7, 8 feet tops. I got one of those up there in Roseville once that fell off a truck. It literally did fall off a truck. But now it's in my backyard. You know, I use it for pruning trees and with this shit. It's got great structure to it. Anyway, enough about the ladder. Here's a wonderful species of Phacelia boraginaceae is the family. Got many of those stinging hairs. Now this genus is you know, I think it's mostly New World. I think it's all New World. I've seen it in Chile. Okay, not as many species down in Chile as you get up here. It's very diverse up here. Up here meaning North America. But you'll get it, you know, in much of Western North America. It does very well in the xeric Southwest. Look at those cymes. Those scorpioid cymes. White flowers. Oh yeah, get a nice money shot right there. Look at those anthers poking out. Huh? Those stamens poking out. Again, calyx is covered in hairs. Some of the Phacelia's got the hairs on the filaments too. Those little white stalks that hold the anthers, but I don't see any. My friend Julie Nelson just discovered a new species up in Northern California. Unknown to science. Undescribed until last July. Again, though, look at those fucking, oh, it's like a little rosette. Look, and then look, get closer, look, let me show you this over here, nice, get up close. Look at those leaves, look at all the hairs, okay? How hirsute. Look at it, look, woolly. Just perfectly adapted to the 6 months with no rain. Soon to be 8 months now. This is the way the climate's going, holy shit. It's going to be a good fire year in California. And by good, I mean bad. Anyway, there you go. Phacelia, okay? Come correct with this. There's a lot of good species in this. A lot of good desert species as well. Wonderful goddamn genus. Boraginaceae is the family. Here we go. Yeah, it's late. Look, even a Fritillaria affinis is done. Okay, Liliaceae, same family as the one I just showed you, the Fritillaria falcata. Fruit's a lobed capsule. Got 6 lobes right there. Wonderful member of the lily family. Still got some floral appendages. Just haven't dehisced yet. There you go. These will be ready in about a month or 2. They'll sprinkle their seeds all over the goddamn slopes. And they'll start new plants. And again, that's a plant. The thing about the Fritillaria is they do a thing where they got the resting leaves. So that's the same plant I just showed you, but this is a plant that's not flowering this year. Those are called the resting leaves, little tongue-shaped leaves. And then when they're actually going to flower, the bulb that's down on the ground won't produce this in the spring. It'll just send up a shoot, the coalescent shoot, much like that right there. It's so easy to overlook, but such a cool plant nonetheless. We got a species of Gilia, Polymoniaceae. Look at that, you get the blue anthers in there, blue anthers. Polymoniace's got so many goddamn wonderful little annuals in it. Quite common in Western North America. And again, you got some in Chile. You got disjuncts down there in Chile. Seeds were probably brought there by birds. Sometime in the last couple million years, huh? Okay, I take it back. Not just blue anthers, but blue pollen as well. If you could see that in there. You know, maybe you need a hand lens. Maybe I should break. I don't really feel like breaking out the hand lens right now. You go fuck yourself. Sorry, no offense. Don't take it personally. Just take my word for it. Tiny little bastard. Tiny little bastard. Look at that. And a serpentine talus. Oh, look at that. That little thorn mint is just going off. Right on the margins of this little clearing. But it does better when it's hidden by, say, Agarria flavescens. Those nice opposite leaves. Agarria is a weird one, man. You know? Again, another one of those genera with lots of species in California. They call them the silk tassels. Because the flowers, plants are dioecious, either male or female, and they get a little tassel coming down. It's what their flower structure looks like. Looks like a little catkin. Kind of like the oaks. Some nice shrub oak flowers right there. Oh, look at all those hairs. And again, you got those little round globular orange things on the margins of the leaf, on the teeth of the leaf. It's another species of Streptanthus, Brassicaceae, the brassica family, aka the jewel flowers. Look at this guy, huh? This is a species of a subspecies of Streptanthus glandulosus. Look at it. The flowers are in a prime. They're in their prime right there. Beautiful color to them too. 4 petals, 4 sepals. The sepals are adnate to that goddamn corolla. Okay? Just pressed up right against them. Almost looks like a little tick. Nice raceme. God damn, and you get the Ariagonum in the background of Clarkia breweri. Everything looks good. Looks fucking good. What's up there, you think? Oh, more of the barren habitat. Some good plants, I bet. See, there's that goddamn flower. The jewel flower. And here I go ahead and dissect one of them, you know? You're just being an asshole, but it's for the interest of science. Again, you can see I removed the sepal, one of those red sepals, and I removed a petal, too. The little white appendage, white and green appendage just above the sepal. So getting up close, you could see, again, we got the dynamis stamens, okay? And then right there, you got the stamens with those prominent anthers. But they're mostly hidden in the goddamn flower, you know, when you got all the petals on them. See? You can't even see the sexy parts in there. Maybe you could see the style just poking out a little bit. All right, you really got to get up close and dissect some of these flowers. Oh, no, you can see the anthers. The anthers on this one are exposed, full frontal. Just like, you know, like a single nut hanging out of a purple sequin thong, you know? Or say like maybe a camouflaged banana hammock or something. Just kind of hanging out. I'm getting dive bombed by hummingbirds over here. Where the fuck did that guy go? I just heard him anyway. There you go. Look at the flowers of that strep. And all the Streptanthus are like this. They all have the dynamis stamens like that. Stamens in 2 pairs of unequal length. There's a Streptanthus breweri flower right there. Smaller than that glandulosa. Look at that, it's barely a centimeter long. Okay, and like I said, they got, you know, Streptanthus, all the brassicas got the floral appendages in multiples of 4. Okay, but the difference between these and Onograceae, the evening primrose family, is that they got a superior ovary. So the fruit, the ovary, is above the point of attachment of the corolla, you know, the petals and sepals and shit. There goes the flower. What the fuck? Anyway, you get the point, though. God damn, I love this little plant. Look at this little dainty fuck. You know? And anyway, like I was saying, the evening primrose family has inferior ovaries. The fruits subtend. They're below the point of attachment of the petals and the sepals. You like the barrentine environments, huh? You like the barren shit? You like the hot shit? You like the Tapatio, Cholula, Valentina? Ah, beautiful individual of Delphinium nudicaule. Deli Naked Stem. Johnny Naked Stem would be his name. Look at those goddamn flowers. Oh, they're so nice. With the spur. You like the spur, huh? You can see some of the flowers already done. Got a little 3-lobed capsule. Apocarpus. Carpals not united. Huh? Ranunculaceae is the family. Same family as Anemone tuberosa and Pulsatilla, Pulsatilla. You know, I know it was worth coming up here. Get some good stuff. Look at those leaves. A lot of times with the delphiniums, you'll see the leaves. If you're too early, you'll see the leaves before you see the flowers. Look at that goddamn flower, though, huh? A beautiful red color to stop you from seeing red, huh? Oh, well, that was interesting. That's nice. It sure does feel good being out here, huh? You know, especially because American culture lately is starting to sound like a symphony of morons, you know? Where each jackass has their own instrument they're going to play. You know, some guy doesn't know how to play the trombone, so he's just farting into it. Someone else is beating himself over the head with a clarinet. You know, just a cacophony of nonsense, of uneducated opinions, and everyone just boisterously expressing them, pontificating them. It's just, it's important to just get the fuck away from it and, you know, come focus on things that have been here for countless millennia, millions of years in some cases, such as the rocks, you know, the nice metamorphosed rocks, and even Clarkia breweri. Clarkia breweri does not have an asinine opinion that he needs to express, okay? No pedantic lecturing, conspiracy theories, just, you know, just a nation of just the most completely idiotic, just a cacophony of idiotic opinions. And people willing to kill each other over them as well, which is especially both depressing and hilarious. So anyway, why don't you do me a favor? You go take a walk outside, huh? Man, you go take a walk outside, teach yourself something. There's beauty in this world. You just got to look for it in the right spots. Don't look for it in society. You're not going to find it there. I'll give you that quick hint. Huh? And we're gonna wrap this session up today. Instead of me telling you to go fuck yourself, why don't you tell me to go fuck myself? Why is it always going to be so one-sided? Say it right now. Go fuck yourself, Tony. Okay? Hey, Tony, why don't you go fuck yourself? All right, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go actually climb that ridge and look for more rare plants. Have a good rest of your day. Go fuck yourself. Bye.